Hey everyone, my name is Nicholas Lee. This is going to be my film blog, podcast, journal, whatever you want to call it. Uh, and it's going to be called Film Odyssey. Uh, so, a bit about myself. I'm from Oregon. I'm 29 years old for one more day. Because they say every great thing you do is done before the age of 30. So, getting that done. And since my film podcast is going to be Film Odyssey, I thought what better film to start with than Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. For a long time, I've been a Christopher Nolan fan. One of the first movies I saw in theaters back in the day was Batman Begins. And then I saw many of his other films after. July 17, today, I saw the film in IMAX. Where I live, I wasn't able to get a IMAX 70 millimeter screening, which I would have preferred because this is the first film to be shot entirely in IMAX. So just to not belabor the point, this film was incredible. This is the definitive Odyssey adaptation. Similar to Lord of the Rings, there could be no better adaptation of this story done, in my opinion. Absolutely astounding what the work that was done, not just from Christopher Nolan, but the whole cast. One of the things I said coming out of it was how much these actors were able to inhabit their roles, that when I was watching them, you forgot that you were watching these actors. So Odysseus, when I'm watching that character, I wasn't seeing Matt Damon, I was seeing Odysseus. And it was utterly astounding, the achievement that was done here. The work from all the players involved. Lupita Nyong'o, incredible. Anne Hathaway, Penelope, amazing. All the cast. Hamish Patel, his character, he was in a Danny Boyle film called Yesterday that he was really great in, and he was great in this. Even an actor named Bill Irwin, who was in a previous Christopher Nolan film, Interstellar, he voiced the character, the robot character in that movie, Tars, and he played the Cyclops in this. So that's not everybody knows that, but I thought that was a really cool thing that was done there. And I also learned that in some interviews that Christopher Nolan was doing, this is not about the Odyssey, but that I thought it was cool that it's known now that The Prestige, his 2006 film, will be getting re-released in January for its 20th anniversary. So that's going to be awesome to see. And now I just look forward to, if you go by his release strategy that they've been doing the last few years, a new film every 3 years that he gets out. So you can probably look for the next one in like 3 years, 2029, hopefully sooner. But really can't wait for that. I know he's been talking about that he wants to do a horror film. So and there's horror elements in the Odyssey, just from the sequences with the sirens and obviously the Cyclops and the war itself. 2800 year-old story. So to say that the spoilers, I mean, it's gonna be spoilers for this movie, but I'm not going to get into spoilers. But there's revelations, just with the sheer magnitude of war that come into play, in terms of that being a major player within the main character's journey, but dilemma. So I could say that the cinematography from Hoyte van Hoytema, it's like you've never seen anything like it. The score, Ludwig Göransson, you're looking at, for potentially all of these players that Chris Nolan getting, there's going to be a lot of Academy and Oscar consideration for this. I foresee, I hesitant to call it now, but definitely will get a Best Picture nomination. You could go on a limb and say that this is the one to beat for Best Picture at this point. Of course, we have Dune Part 3 coming, which is also going to be, it's incredible that this year we got these two big sci-fi fantasy films that are at the top of a consideration for likely getting the top two spots for Best Picture for the Academy Awards. So that's amazing that, that harkens back to just thoughts of Lord of the Rings, Return of the King back in the day. Yeah, the composer might be getting his Academy Award just because that score also is stupendous. When you get a chance, go see the Odyssey on the biggest screen possible that you can, because that is definitely what you want to do with this film. See it on an IMAX screen, preferably because it's shot completely in IMAX 70 millimeters, so that would be the ideal. But I saw it in IMAX. You can look at, if you don't know about aspect ratio and stuff like that. Like if you go and see it in a regular theater, it's going to be it's amazing no matter what, and always will be. But you're going to get some of that picture, the aspect ratio cropped, or you'll missing information will not be there. So you're going to want that full experience of the full picture. That's the Odyssey. I'm going to try to be getting new videos out every day, and since this is my first video, my plan is that I want this to be not only movie reviews, and I want to do it, I'm obviously going to get all the new movies that are coming out, but I want to do classic films mixed in there. So in the week there will be new releases, and if there's not a new one then that week, then there will definitely be many classic movies that I'm reviewing. But I also am going to start my mainline videos every week, which will be covering movie news. That is what I want to get into, movie news and just reviewing movies and talking about all this great stuff that we love. So I hope you come up, join me for this experience that I'm delving into. And maybe you could tell I'm just trying to get the feel of being on camera and in videos and stuff. And I will, as time goes on, I will improve my presentation, get everything in the highest quality that it could possibly be, because I want that to be the presentation that I'm giving. So, yeah. Thank you guys. I hope you like this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Coming soon.